And a very good morning to you. It is Monday. It is sort of raining. It is. How was everybody's weekend? Ours was lovely. We went up to Bournemouth on Friday afternoon. Horrible traffic, mind you, that's July for you. I'm driving along the south coast. Yeah, lovely weekend. Spent Friday evening at Mum's. We had a Chinese takeaway and sat in the garden and ate that, and it was glorious, perfect British summertime weather. Really enjoyed that. And then on Saturday we went over to Poole. We went out for dinner, well, we went out for lunch first of all on Poole Harbour, and enjoyed the sunshine. And then we stayed in quite a nice sort of pub with rooms type hotel on the harbour, or close to the harbour, and went out for Amanda's 50th birthday. Sorry, I'm saying a lot, aren't I? Amanda's 50th birthday on Saturday night for a nice meal, and had a really jolly nice time, and then dropped Mum back home Saturday morning after breakfast at the hotel and drove home. And honestly, I am not going to lie, I am very much looking forward to a quiet at home weekend next weekend, because after holiday I came I've been at home 2 weekends since holiday, or been home 2 weekends since holiday, and had a very busy weekend. Both lovely but busy, so yeah, looking forward to a bit of downtime at home. That would be nice. I'm actually at home now for a few weeks till my next trip away, which is we've got one after the other actually. Again, going to, anyway, that's a few weeks ago, we don't need to talk about that. This week is quite a nice quiet one actually. Not loads on this week. Today is just a work day. I'm editing last week's weekly vlog and another video for Sunday, which I've just got to do a finishing off bit about. So mostly YouTube work today, and catching up on some emails and bits and pieces, and a couple of bits around the house. Nothing exciting. Possibly quiz tonight. We used to do the quiz fortnightly, and it's now sort of morphed into weekly, and personal preference would be to do it fortnightly. So I'm going to see how I'm feeling this evening. I had a really good sleep last night. I had 2 bad sleeps while I was away over the weekend, partly because of the heat, I think, or mostly because of the heat. But had a really good sleep last night, but woke up still feeling a bit tired and groggy. So I'm going to see how I feel after my day's work, and I might do the quiz this evening and I might not. So I'm just heading back home after, just remembered I didn't drop off the one in the post box. I'll have to carry on down the road to the other post box now. That's annoying. That's because I'm too busy chatting and not concentrating on dropping off parcels. 12:15, and I've had quite a good morning. I've got some Vinted listings done. I've got all the weekly vlog scheduled and all edited and scheduled, and all the links done for the description box and all that kind of good stuff. And I'm not going to lie, I have come to a bit of a full stop and I'm feeling absolutely exhausted. I think it's just the leftovers from the weekend, really. So I've got some parcels arrived, very exciting. Over there, can you see that big bag? The big white bag, it's bigger than it looks on camera. Just a massive Shein order. There's a couple of bits for Ashley actually that he wanted. He fancied a suit with shorts, and he didn't know if he was going to like it or not. So he is absolutely not a Shein person, never bought anything from Shein in his life. He's more your Armani, Paul Smith, Hugo Boss kind of things. But I offered to get him some from Shein to try on and see if he liked them, and obviously keep if he does like them. But they had quite a good selection on there, so I ordered 3 different ones for him to put on this evening. I doubt if he'll agree to do a fashion show on camera, but you never know. But also it's a massive haul for a video. I have been looking everywhere. You know this buttermilk yellow colour that is in, that everybody's been wearing this summer. I really wanted something buttermilk yellow, so I went a bit mad ordering buttermilk yellow things on Shein and other things as well. And so there will be a big haul or try on video coming up with all of that at some point. Right, today's post has arrived. That's Ashley's. This is mine and it says important. I feel it might be something to do with shares, but don't quote me on that. It is a cheque. That's always very welcome. It is a cheque. Praise be. It's not my dad's shares, so let's not get excited about that. But I cashed in some of my shares because, as I said to you, the nightmare that I've had about shares, with dealing with my dad's probate, specifically with the shares, with computer share very specifically, has put me off having anything complicated at all when I die and I'm selling all my shares. And my Aberdeen shares have been cashed in and they have sent me a cheque so I can throw away all my paperwork related to my Aberdeen shares. Yay for that. This is from Scan Appeal. Now, I think this is to do with when I did a few years in a row, I did Vlogmas, a charity donation in every Vlogmas video every day for the 24 days of December that I did Vlogmas for. And I got my audience to choose their favourite charities and I put them all in a hat and I dug one out every day and did a £10 donation, I think it was, I can't remember exactly. And the result of this has been that despite the fact I always tick every box saying don't contact me, I don't want any marketing information. Whenever I do a donation, I always tick the boxes saying no marketing information, because apart from anything else, it's a waste of money for the charity to be sending out envelopes and another envelope, a free post envelope to go with it, and a letter, and you know, all of that. And this is from one of those people who I made a donation to, and they've been sending me letters asking for more money ever since, which literally go straight in the bin like that. Usually I don't even open them. I've only opened it because I was demonstrating to you. But it's so annoying when you tick the boxes to say I don't want to get any marketing information and they still waste the money that's been donated to them. I mean, the amount of letters they've sent me, this bunch, and the other one is Hearing Dogs for the Blind. They're terrible as well. And there's one other, I can't remember what it is, that just write to me every couple of months. And this has been going on for a period of years now. I should think the £10 donation that I gave them has been swallowed up in pointless letters that I've asked them not to send anyway. Which is a shame, isn't it? Because you try and do a good thing. You try and do a good thing and, yeah, it doesn't quite pan out always. Now this is a box from, I do not know who. Oh, I can't show you this because it is for an upcoming sponsored video. Gosh, that arrived quickly. Yeah, I can't show you that, but it's an exciting thing that I'm really, really on board with, that is quite a good environmental thing for a problematic thing. But I don't know why I'm telling you all this. This is something that I'll be telling you at a point in the future. Anyway, next thing is, this is the last thing. My monthly perfume subscription that fills me with joy every single month. Oh, I'm pleased about this one. This month I chose this, which is an Arabic perfume that I'm interested in by the brand, the Arabic brand that I've shared with you two of their perfumes, the big red square one in the box and the one in the pink packaging, both of which I absolutely love and are such good value for money. This one is the same, Yara by Latafa. Let's give it a go. It's meant to be very nice. I believe it's very sweet. Yeah, fragrance association, sweet, vanilla and powdery. That's my 8ml spray. Let's spray it and wave my hand around. I can smell it already, it is sweet. I feel like that's maybe a little bit too sweet for me. It reminds me of Impulse body sprays and marshmallows. Do you remember Impulse body sprays? Do they still exist? It's nice, but it is very sweet. Yeah, I think I'm glad I tried that in sample size. That's why the perfume subscription's so good. All the perfumes that you've got sort of a question mark over, trying them out in this size is so much better for ones that you can't easily get samples of, you know. Right, it's coming up to 12:30. I'm going to have a bit of a lunch break, perhaps watch some YouTube, perhaps read a little bit of my book, and then try and regroup, ready for this afternoon's work. Good morning, it is Tuesday. It's raining and I've just done a big load of laundry. I've had to hang it up inside, which is very disappointing in July, isn't it? However, the risk of sounding very middle-aged, the garden really needs it, doesn't it? So there we go. I've got a few empties to do, actually. Should we do some empties? I didn't go to quiz last night. I decided not to go because I was pretty knackered by the end of the day and I just was not in the mood. Right, empties. Haven't got loads, actually. Just a few little ones. First one is Simple Micellar Water. It was fine. Yeah, I buy it again. I usually get the Garnier one, but I must have got that one because I saw it on offer somewhere or something. I don't remember, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, it was absolutely fine. This is the Fix Plus setting spray. This was a special edition one in some sort of cherry thing they did where got something else in that collection as well. It's probably long gone, actually. Anyway, it was a very nice setting spray. I like the MAC Fix Plus very much. I was impressed by that, so I would probably buy that one again. I've got a Goose Creek hand cream, moisturising hand cream. That's what that one looked like. The scent was Island Bliss, and it was nice. But does it say what the fragrance notes were? Mandarin orange, amber, sandalwood and coconut. It had a slightly weird sort of, I want to say like the equivalent of an aftertaste, but with smell. You can't say after smell, can you? That's weird. But it did have a sort of slightly funky weirdness to it. So I wouldn't necessarily buy that one again. However, I had it in the drawer for quite a long time before I used it, so it could be that. This was a very nice serum. This came, I think, in Harrods Beauty Bag or an advent calendar or something. Votary Night Star Serum. It says Meta Active Complex 3912. Your guess is as good as mine as to what that means, but I know Votary is quite an expensive brand. It's quite a herbal brand, but that felt like it was doing really nice plumping things to my skin. So I probably would buy that again. However, I'd probably look at the price and go, oh my God, that's a lot of money for skincare. It's likely to happen. This is a Tarte lipstick, Maracuja Juicy Lip Cream. And I bought that not that long ago. And I wore it a few times and liked it, thought I looked nice in it. Then I saw myself on camera wearing it and I looked like the Night of the Living Dead. It was horrible, to the extent that I was so disgusted by what I looked like that I decided to get rid of it. I have used quite a bit of it. That's the colour. It looks nicer in the tube. That it just made me look like a corpse. I have no idea what was going on with it, but does not suit me, is going. And then a little tiny perfume sample from Maison Margiela Replica. This was Beach Walk, it's called. It was nice and it definitely had that salty sort of, I would say it was sort of salty and fresh floral, which didn't, for the floral bit, didn't really strike me as beachy particularly, but it definitely had that saltiness, but didn't last. None of those fragrances from that brand have lasted well on me, which, considering the price for their full, you know, if you buy full size ones, that is quite disappointing. I have a, is it in here? Maybe it's not in here. I've got a set of them somewhere. Maybe I've used them all up. I had like a discovery set like that, but for Maison Margiela, and I've tried 7 or 8 of them now, I would say, and they are, yeah, the last on them just isn't good for me, so that's a bit disappointing. Right, plans for Tuesday. It's 9:30 now. I've just had a shower and washed my hair. I've done my treadmill walk. I need to have a tidy up in my bedroom at some point. I still haven't properly unpacked from the weekend, so I need to do that. I've got a FaceTime coffee chat with Karen from Geordie Grandma at 10:30, so I'm looking forward to having a chat with her and catching up. Then I'm going to film video for my membership channel, a second part of my 60 before 60 bucket list. Second part of that I've got to film and edit, and then just some admin-y stuff. I've got to renew my green bins for the year, pay for those. I've got 2 green bins. You have to pay for your green, to take away your garden waste down here. So I need to renew that. I had an email about that, and I've got to make an appointment for my car to have an MOT and all sorts of good stuff like that today. So yeah, that's the plan for Tuesday. Well, the weather could not be more of a contrast from yesterday. I've had a nice morning. I've got plenty of work done, which is good, and had a nice chat with Karen and a coffee. That was good. Always good to catch up with fellow YouTubers and discuss worky type stuff and other stuff as well. But when you work by yourself, it's always nice to have that connection with someone else to talk about that sort of thing. Anyway, it's lunchtime and I am having a picky plate because I couldn't be bothered to go to the supermarket. I'm just eating leftovers out of the fridge. I've got a couple of those bruschetta that I picked up in Home Bargains last week. I've got some chicken that I cooked with piri piri last week. Got some garlicky butter beans from Marks and Spencer's, the Caesar dressing garlicky ones. They're really nice. That's just a tiny bit of leftover pasta with vegetables, courgettes and peppers, and some cucumber and tomatoes. And that is today's exciting lunch. You know, I don't mind the dull weather. We've had a nice run, and as I said, did I say earlier, we could probably do with some rain. But what I hate is the wind. It was really windy all day yesterday. It's really windy all day today. Not enjoying that so much. Anyway, had a delivery from TikTok Shop. A little flurry of buying things last week, as you can probably tell from the last day or so. And I've just done a Peacock's sale order, only for 4 items, but I probably will show you when they arrived. I won't do a whole video about it, but I'll show you the bits and pieces that I've got. One of them I think probably isn't going to be any good, but I've got some hopes for the others. And they're all pretty much half price in the sale, so that was good. Anyway, TikTok Shop, pyjamas, little pink rosebud pyjamas with shorts. They actually look, do they look a little bit big? Mind you, I like my pyjamas a bit oversized. So, what size did I get? Let me see. I got it's 1XL, so it's an 18, which is right. I wouldn't want to go down to a 16 in pyjamas because I like them to be. I'm sure they'll be okay. They feel nice as well. They don't feel polyestery, although I don't doubt that they are. I'm absolutely 100% convinced that they will be. But yes, pleased with those. I had some green ones like this, but with long trousers, but they were too big for me, so I sold those on Vinted. So those are new summer pyjamas. And then I got 2 of these tops, which were about £7 each. So many of my summer tops are too big for me. Oh, this feels nice, actually. Let me move back a little so you can see. Just very simple everyday tops. I've got this pink one and I've got a green one. That looks the right size, I think. I've got this green one, which is very similar to a green one which you would have seen in my outfits of the week video, which I said in that video, this is too big for me. And so this is a replacement for that, because I find this a really useful colour, this sort of green that's almost a neutral. Do you know what I mean by that? I think you do. So yes, those are good. Pleased with those. I've just seen on, I've had an email or something, that there is a new Real Housewives of London. The Real Housewives of London series starts on the 18th of August. And there's a trailer just dropped on YouTube for it. It looks very similar to all the American Real Housewives, in that women of a certain age with an awful lot of work being done on their faces, arguing with each other, but it also looks very glamorous, and lovely clothes and makeup and trips and all that sort of thing. And it's the first English version. There was a sort of similar thing, wasn't there, called Ladies of London a few years ago, which was, I did watch a couple of episodes, but it wasn't for me. So I think I'll probably give the Real Housewives of London a go. Although the arguing in the Real Housewives does get me down. I don't watch as much of it as I used to. I don't watch as many different franchises of it as I used to at one time. But yeah, bit of a guilty pleasure TV watch that is, I suppose. I feel emotionally exhausted. Ashley and I have just watched the last episode of 1923 season 2, and oh my goodness, what a tearjerker. It was exciting, it was sad, it was happy, it was emotional, it was like a feature film. It was nearly 2 hours long, and it was, to be honest, I found the second half of the second series a little bit lackluster after the first series and after 1883, and yeah, I haven't enjoyed the second season as much, but the last episode has really saved it for me. It was made up for a few quite tedious episodes, and yeah, it was really, really good. If you haven't watched 1923 yet, 1883 first, then 1923, and we still haven't watched Yellowstone, which is the precursor, not precursor, but it was the first series that was made, and the other two, of course, are prequels, aren't they? Even though they were made afterwards. Is that what a prequel is, made afterwards, but in the past? I think it is, isn't it? Anyway, it was excellent. We very much enjoyed it. It's about 9:30 now. I am getting ready for bed, and I think the rest of the week is going to be a right bloody write-off weather-wise. I was hoping to get a nice day, either tomorrow, Thursday or Friday, and get out. I fancied doing a little trip to a nice garden or something, you know, gardens or stately home or something. But anyway, I don't think that's going to happen because it's just due to rain and be bloody miserable. So anyway, I will see you tomorrow. Good morning on Wednesday. It's another very dull day, but very muggy. I am filming, or about to film. I'm just about to untangle this necklace, for which I probably need my glasses. I'm about to film a Shein video. I've got a huge Shein haul. I think I mentioned this the other day, didn't I? Side note, Ashley was pleased with 2 of his suits and has kept them and 1 going back. So that's good for his holidays next year. Let me put some earrings on. Yes, I'm about to film this Shein video. I've changed my bedclothes this morning because, is anybody else doing this? You know, I showed you my new pyjamas yesterday. Can't wear new pyjamas unless you've got clean bedclothes. That's my rule. Is it purely invented from inside my own head. Yeah, I don't know why I invented that rule, but that is the rule. So I've got clean bedclothes. I did need clean bedclothes anyway, and new pyjamas tonight. So I literally can't wait to go to bed already, and it's 25 to 10 in the morning. Just on my makeup, I am just about to do something to my hair, which will hopefully not involve much more than brushing it this morning. Let's see. Oh, it looks all right, actually. A little bit wild, but let's just do that. So I've got to film this video, and then not really planning to do a lot else work-wise today. I've got an HRT review at the doctor's surgery at 11:30 or something, 11:45. And then I think I might walk into town because there's a couple of things I want to do in town. And then I'm going to come home because I'm expecting a parcel. My latest Manjaro order is due to be delivered today, annoyingly, because I did think I might have a little afternoon out today. I think I mentioned that yesterday. But I want to be here when that's delivered because that's 200 quid's worth of prescription drugs, you know, sitting on your doorstep. £189, actually. Sitting on my doorstep. I don't really want to leave them there for hours on end. There's a 3-hour delivery window, and it might come while I'm out at the doctor's, but hopefully it will be after that. But anyway, I don't need to bore you with the details of that. So I'm going to come home this afternoon and perhaps have just a bit of a housey afternoon, and there's a few jobs that need doing around the house, got a pile of ironing to do, all that sort of stuff. Right, I am off to film my video. I went out this morning and I was only out for less than an hour to go and have my HRT review, which was, I'll come back to that, yeah, and I was out for less than an hour and I missed my bloody parcel delivery, didn't I? And because it requires a signature, they didn't leave it, which is super annoying. One, because it's refrigerated and really in this hot mucky weather it shouldn't be left another day, and there's nothing I can do about that because the delivery office is only open for parcel collections between 8 and 10 in the morning on a weekday. So by the time I got back at 6 minutes past 12 or whatever it was, I missed the parcel by 4 minutes. I drove around looking for the postman's van, but it was nowhere to be seen. And I've got to wait for it to be re-delivered tomorrow, which means I can't go out tomorrow morning because they generally give you, generally give me a delivery window, something between 10 and 2 or something like that. So that's mildly annoying. So I was mildly annoyed about that. And the HRT review anyway came ridiculous. So I'm on 2 types of medication, blood pressure medication, which again I'll come back to that in a minute, and also HRT. I had to go for my blood pressure medication review a couple of months ago. I can't remember when it was, but a couple of months ago, maybe like 2 or 3 months ago. And that consists of taking your blood pressure, and weighing you. It's only appointment with the nurse, which is fine. But then HRT review today. They sent me a text message saying you need an HRT review, phone and book an appointment. So I phoned them and booked an appointment. And the person I spoke to wasn't sure who I was going to see or who I needed to see, so that was all a bit convoluted. Then she phoned me back with an appointment and didn't tell me who I needed to see anyway, so I didn't know who I was going to see. Anyway, turned out an HRT review is not seeing a doctor, it's just going to the nurse and being weighed and having your blood pressure taken, which I had done 2 months ago for my blood pressure review, which the nurse and I agreed that it was a complete waste of everybody's time really, and NHS resources, my time, her time, all of that sort of stuff, you know, because I'd only had it done 2 months ago. And when I go for my blood pressure annual review, I always do a week's worth of blood pressure readings and give them to them because my blood pressure is up. I get white coat syndrome, you know. Anyway, she has now done something on my patient record, which means that both reviews will happen simultaneously in future, which will free up the NHS time, free up her time, free up my time, yada yada yada. All just makes perfect sense. So that's kind of good. Can't remember what I turned the camera on for now, but it wasn't any of that. I was going to tell you something else. It's 5 o'clock, something like that, and I am in a big queue of traffic. I'm on my way because I can't go out tomorrow morning now. I had a few errands to do and I was going to do a big supermarket shop tomorrow morning. Now I can't do that because I've got to wait in for the parcel. I thought I would just nip out quickly and pick up a parcel that is waiting for me at the in-post lockers, because I had 2 sales today and both of those happen to be in-post, so I can drop those off at the same time. So I thought I would just go and do that this evening. Then I don't need to do that tomorrow at whatever point I get out of the house. And however, it is of course the worst time of day to come out because it's now rush hour. When do the schools break up? Have the schools broken up? Yeah, I feel it must be very imminent. Also, I can't get over the fact we're halfway through July already. It's madness, isn't it? The weeks are just slipping by, weeks and months of this year. I feel like this year has gone really, really fast. Slow down, time, slow down. Right, I need to ring my mum while I'm in this traffic. I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Now, I love hot weather, but I hate heavy, muggy weather. My least favourite type of weather, and that's what we've got today. I'm tidying up. I'm having a bit of a sort out of stuff. I'm doing a slight makeup declutter, just a little bit. I went through my foundations last night, trying to find one that was a bit darker, because although I use the Revolution bronzing drops, which are great, I'm finding that my skin is so tanned at the moment that I'm needing more bronzing drop and not as much foundation, which means that I'm not getting the coverage. Anyway, I didn't have one at the right shade at all. So I popped into Superdrug while I was out this morning and purchased a Revolution Skin Silk, which is my foundation of choice since they discontinued the Super Serum, in a darker shade. So let's see. Oh, that looks much better. Yes, I think that is far more suitable. So I've got that in an F7, so I'm going to try that tomorrow. Just been testing out blushes on my arm. I'm covered in makeup, but I'm about to go in the shower, so that's good. And Superdrug were doing an offer whereby you got a free Pout lip oil from Revolution, a very large amount of lip oil, in the fragrance lychee, although it's just sheer. So I think I might put that in a giveaway box, because I don't think I need another hydrating lip oil. I've got lots of lip products at the moment. So that's what I'm going to do with that one. I also bought a new hairbrush, because although I liked my other hairbrush that I think, don't judge the hair on it, that I think came from, I got it from Primark actually, didn't I? It doesn't have enough oomph. It doesn't give me that head massagey type feel when I use it. I mean, it's quite a good detangler and everything, but I just felt like I needed something with better, more oomphy bristles. So I got this, which is called a vent brush. Needs scissors. There we are. Yes, that's more like it. Oh, that's got that oomphy head massagey type feel. Lovely, pleased with that. I'll still use the other one. I think the other one will be useful when my hair is wet, because it's gentler, so it won't pull it so much when it's wet. I also just dug out the Laura Geller powder foundation, which, if you've been with me for a while, annoys me when expensive brands, it said Laura Geller on there when it rubs off the packaging. I don't mind with cheap brands, but it annoys me with more expensive ones. Anyway, and it shouldn't have done, because I've barely used it, let me tell you. I dug this out. It's the powder foundation. I don't particularly like it, and it is in the shade Fair, but can you see how much orange is in that? So that was, I didn't like the texture of it, and just didn't make my skin look nice, and I didn't like the colour of it. It was too orange, but it might actually be okay with my hair, with my skin the colour it is. So I thought I'd give it another go anyway. Right, I'm going to have a shower, get changed, get ready for the evening. Get ready for the evening, I say, as though I'm going to do anything other than sit on the sofa and vegetate. And let's hope the weather's much improved tomorrow. It's not meant to be. It's not meant to get better for about another week, I don't think, which is a bit depressing, really. Bring back the boiling hot, lovely sunshine and blue sky, that's what I say. Good morning. It's Thursday. I am so sick of this heavy, humid weather. I really struggle to do my walk on the treadmill in this weather. Last week, when it was 33 degrees or whatever, no problem at all with sunshine and clear skies. This heavy, humid, nasty, I don't know what it is really, but I had a headache at the edge of my head all day yesterday, which I'm pretty sure was down to it as well. And sorry, just putting the washing on. Yeah, it's just, I did half a mile this morning. I only did 3/4 of a mile yesterday. I like to do a mile, 5 mornings a week on the treadmill, which works quite well for me. Wakes me up, gets me going for the day. Just couldn't do it. I hate being hot and sweaty, and I think that's one of the reasons that I loathe exercise so much. Just, it makes me feel disgusting. It's almost like a sensory thing, weirdly, which I guess is quite odd for someone who Let's just start that. I guess it's quite odd for someone who loves the sunshine and the heat so much, but I just can't bear the heavy humid weather. Anyway, so I haven't done that. I haven't even been able to bring myself to put any makeup on this morning. It's about 8:45 and I've already been out because I went to the Royal Mail delivery office first thing this morning. They are bloody champs in there, they really are, and got them to fish out my parcel that I missed yesterday, which is good because the ice packs in it were definitely not ice anymore. So I'm quite glad I got that straight in the fridge by 8:10 this morning. So that was good. It was nice of them to go and find it out of the delivery van because it would have been re-delivered today, but possibly not till about 2 o'clock. So A, means I don't have to stay in all morning and I can go out if I need to, which I don't particularly need to. I'm just going to go and drop off parcels in a bit. But other than that, I'm not intending to go out. Oh, bloody hell, my liquid tab has sat on the edge of the machine. I'll be back. We've had HelloFresh this week, sort of by mistake actually. They sent me an offer recently. They're always sending offers now. Both HelloFresh and Gusto send offers so regularly that I very rarely ever pay full price for either of them. But I had a HelloFresh offer for 60% off, and I did it for the week we got back from holiday, which is always handy, you know, when you're either busy or you just get back from holiday or you don't want to have to think about meal planning and food and shopping and stuff. Anyway, I did it for that week and then I forgot to cancel it, and it turned up last Sunday while we were away. We got back on the Sunday, but it turned up on the Sunday morning. And I hadn't even chosen the recipes, so we've had unexpected HelloFresh this week. But in actual fact, Ashley and I were saying last night that it really stops us going to the supermarket. I think this week's HelloFresh, because it was still on the offer from the last offer, I think it was 40%. It was 60% off one box, which was the one I got the week before. Well, the week we got back from holiday, and then it was 40% off 71. Anyway, I can't remember exactly. But 4 meals rocked up this week, and it cost me less than 30 quid, considerably less than 30 quid, nearer 25, I think. In fact, I can probably tell you exactly how much it was if you're interested, if you care. It was £27.48, including delivery, for 4 meals for the two of us. And it doesn't just stop us buying food for those meals. It stops us going to the supermarket, and we don't buy all the peripheral stuff that we would have bought. It definitely saves us money for sure. So much so that when Gusto emailed me another 60% off offer last night, I went for that as well. Not for next week, but for the week after, because we've got a few bits in the freezer that we want to eat up next week. But it's definitely saving me money, so I reckon the offers are good. As I say, they're sending the offers closer and closer together. So I don't think I'd pay full price. I don't think it's brilliant value at full price, to be perfectly honest. But the offers, definitely.
They've definitely gone international, haven't they?
We have come out this evening after a frustrating and difficult day I've had. We are out at the pub. We have come to the pub garden. Look how pretty that is. The sun's come out as well, which is nice. So I pulled myself together, got changed, put some makeup on, and here we are. And I have a very nice glass of white Rioja, which I'm very much enjoying. Very interested in the fact that their wisteria is still flowering. Look at that. You don't need to say I'm talking to the camera. Ashley thinks I'm talking to him. How is it? Maybe it's a different type of wisteria. It's a jolly big one. It goes all across the house. But even if it was flowering for a second time, which is what Ashley's just said, I feel like it would be early for it to flower for a second time, bearing in mind they only flower the first time in sort of May. Oh, well, mine does anyway. Perhaps it's a different type of wisteria. This is what I don't understand about plants, you see. But currently our magnolia is flowering again for a second time, which is only the second time it's done that in the 11 years we've lived there. But magnolias flower early. They're an early flower, aren't they?
January,
You're just
February.
agreeing with me. No, not January, like March.
This year they were
was
really early, got buds almost in December.
Oh, okay. I stand corrected then. But yes, that would make sense. If it was going to flower again, it would flower again now in July.
Yeah.
But I feel like May and then July, or perhaps it's just constantly flowering. Perhaps it's a type of wisteria that flowers all the time. I'd like one of those to replace mine, because mine only lasts for such a short
Yeah,
time.
it'll take you 50 years. you
I
may
better
not make
start
it.
now. Good morning. morning, happy Friday. I hope everybody's well and looking forward to the weekend. Although it will be Wednesday by the time you see this. I sound more chirpy than I am. It is vile this morning. It's that really fine, misty, horrible rain. But it was lovely sitting out in the pub garden last night. It was a very spontaneous thing. I'd actually got some salmon out of the freezer for dinner, and I said to Ashley, should we go out? I just feel the need to get away from these four walls. And so we ended up going to a pub that we haven't been to for ages, and I don't think we've ever been in the garden in that pub. It was lovely, and we sat outside. We were going to eat there, and then Ashley said, should we get fish and chips? I fancy fish and chips. And you know, I don't think I've had fish and chips from a fish and chip shop, in fact probably at all, since I started the weight loss drugs. So we went and got some fish and chips on the way home, and it was delicious. I had a small battered cod and half of Ashley's chips, actually not even half of Ashley's chips, just a few of Ashley's chips, and mushy peas. And they don't do mushy peas down here, down south, like they do up north, but it was very nice nonetheless, very enjoyable. And the seagull in our garden, who has 3 babies on our roof, was very pleased with the remainder of the chips from the portion of chips this morning, so that was nice. Anyway, all that excitement of going to the pub and having fish and chips, and I forgot to bring my bloody washing in last night, and it's still hanging out there this morning in the rain. So I've just brought half of it in, hung it over the banisters to dry, and I'll do the other half when I get back. Anyway, I'm off to Tesco's bright and early. It's not that early, it's 10 to 9, to do a bit of shopping for the weekend. I want to cook for dinner. I'm going to do 2 recipes that I saw in this month's Good Food magazine. Yes, I have got a magazine. Talked about magazines before, haven't we? And how we don't enjoy magazines in the same way that we used to. I say we because we discussed it in the comments, not like we, not like referring to myself in the plural. But it kept coming up on my Instagram adverts, 3 issues of Good Food magazine. I can't remember if it was for £1 for 3 issues or £3 for 3 issues. It was very cheap anyway, delivered to my door on a subscription. So I was suckered into that. So I thought, as I've got the magazine, I'm going to read it rather than letting it sit around the house unread, and I'm going to cook some things out of it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing a ribs recipe and a broad beans, smashed broad beans and feta on flatbreads recipe. So I need a few bits of all sorts of spices involved in that, and you'll be pleased to hear that my coriander seeds, which I need for this recipe, coriander seeds, or it might have been fennel seeds, can't remember, one or the other, were best before 2020. They'll be fine, it's all good. It's funny how the spices that we don't use very much end up going so far past their dates. Well, it's not funny, is it? It's obvious that that's going to happen, but I still use them with absolutely no problem at all. But if it's something dry like that, you just use a bit extra, so it's probably lost its flavour. This all looks a little bit autumnal, doesn't it? Not quite ready for autumnal yet, I don't think. Although it does look as though the burgundy is going to be back in again this year. That's a bit more summery, I suppose. I quite like this skirt down here. I really like the print on that top. I don't like the top itself very much, but I think the print is lovely. I love the blue and white of this, and I like the style, but the fabric's really weird. It's like, I don't know, it's got a weird texture to it. I don't know who's buying this sick coloured, fringed, horrible crocheted tank top thing. Not for me, that one. Looks like they've got quite a lot in the sale here, but I don't think I can be bothered to go through it all. This smells absolutely delicious. I've never tried this brand before. Has anybody tried it? Can you vouch for it? I need a new candle. I can eat a hole in the head, but you know me and anything cherry, and it smells so cherry-ish. They've also got sugared rhubarb there. I'm very tempted by that diffuser, but again, I don't know if it's any good. Parisian Cafe as well, and also Sweet Almond, all in the same range. They all sound delicious, don't they? Just found a wax melt of the black cherry, so I'm going to try that because it's only £3. Don't mind wasting £3. Less keen to waste £12 if it's no good. I've always been a big fan of Fiona Phillips. I like her a lot. And her book has just come out, My Life with Alzheimer's. So sad. And usually I avoid anything that's sort of vaguely related to dementia, but I kind of want to read that. I don't know how I feel about it. I think it might depress me. We shall see. Really liking this summary display. I don't need anything, but it's just so pretty in summary. I love these glasses. I've just picked up this parcel of books, unparcelled now obviously, from the parcel lockers. I got them from Vinted, and let me just turn you back round. I got them from Vinted, and I have just done a video for my membership channel talking about them and reading the blurbs off the back and deciding which ones I want to read in what order. Very excited about those. There's always a link to my membership channel in the description box if you want more Mrs. M. There is an opportunity to see more of me and more videos over there. Home from Tesco's, done my shopping. I also, talking of books, I also did decide to treat myself to that. I have bought the rest of the laundry in. You can see it behind me. I need to do some worky work. I'm going to make myself a coffee. I was awake at 4:30 this morning. How ridiculous is that? So I think I'm planning this afternoon to have a shower and a hair wash and all that good stuff, and possibly a nap as well. Nice little segue into the weekend, having been up and around since 4:30 this morning. I think I might need it. Right, I'm going to go and do some admin bits and pieces, make a coffee, and okay. Oh, I was going to show you the recipes that I'm going to cook. This is the latest Good Food magazine that has arrived. The first one, this is sticky tamarind pork ribs with a mint and coriander chutney. How nice does that sound? Look, I'm going to cook those this afternoon, and then to go with those, I am doing this, which is, it probably says there, marinated feta and broad bean crush flatbreads, I think it's called. I need to marinate my feta in a bit, but that looks delicious as well. Quite excited about dinner tonight. Found myself in the mood to tidy up some stuff in the office, go through some paperwork and stuff, so I took advantage of that because it's not often I'm in the mood to do that. And while I was doing that, my Peacock's order arrived that I told you about earlier this week, so thought I'd just show you what I got. Didn't get loads. How many things have we got? Hang on, you go up there, look. And a pair of pink jeggings. All this was very good price. Oh, I've got some prices. Look, Peacock still send a bit of paper with your order. How retro. Let me just grab some specs and I can tell you what I paid for them. So the jeggings I paid £7 for, bargain. Then I got this shortish green check sort of brush cotton shirt, which was £8. And I got this shirt, which is like a lilac stripe, but it's got a weird twisty thing at the front, so a twisted sort of hem. Kind of looks like a pyjama shirt a little bit. That was, how much were you? You were £12. And then I got this top, which is green and is sort of smocked and very cropped, and that was down to £4. I'm thinking that one's probably not going to be any good, but we'll give it a go. Right, I'll pop them on and show you. I'll probably only show you in the mirror because I can't be bothered to set up the camera, but we shall have a look. God, this is not a good look. The jeggings are fine. I'd wear, they're tight round the middle, obviously, but I really like the colour. Both of these items I got in a size 18, by the way. The top, too small, and I don't like the way the collar sits. It looks cheap, if I'm honest. The fabric feels a bit cheap and it looks a bit cheap, so the top is not for me. I like the length though. The idea was that if I was pleased with the top, it would tuck into, not these, but like my flared jeans or something. But no, I like the colour of the top, but I don't like the fabric, and it is too small, unfortunately. So that's a no. The jeggings are yes. This is the madness, right, of shop sizing. This shirt, this is the lilac one, is the exact same size, an 18, as the last shirt. Go figure. I actually quite like this. I like it more than I thought I was going to. I really like the twist detail on the front because it sort of covers my tummy, but or pretty much covers my tummy. That's it sideways. And it goes down a little bit longer at the back, so it feels really nice fabric. I like the V-neck as well. And it's got a little bit of a sparkle running through it as well. Can you see? I'm not sure you'll be able to see that, but it has. But yeah, it almost gives a tucked in feeling with this front. I like this. I'm going to keep this shirt. I think it would be really useful. Yes, pleased with that. Much more pleased than I thought I was going to be. I thought I was going to like the green one far more than this one. I really ordered this just as... So I saw the style and thought the twist front was interesting. But yeah, very pleased with that. Right, let's try the green crop. Not sure what I make of this one. I didn't think I was going to like it, but because I'm short in the body, it's actually longer than me than it looked online. I feel like I wish the frill came out from about here because I feel a bit lumpy around the sides there. I love the sleeve. And lengthwise, it's okay. I have got a bit of tummy thing going on there. I don't think I'm going to keep this one. No, I wouldn't wear it. And it just, there's things about it I like, but most of it I don't like. I'll put links down below to the 2 items I'm keeping, the jeggings, because they're a really good price. I don't know if they'll still be available, actually, because they're in the sale. And the lilac shirt, which also came in another colour. I can't remember what the other colour was. But... yeah, pleased with both of those. So links down there. That's it for this week. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Thank you so much for watching and hope you're apparently can't speak. Hope you're having a lovely week and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.